And you know the thing is, I don't know whether these niggas know. You can't just record people, right? Uh, you have to get consent when you're recording people. And if I, for example, let me give you two scenarios. If I have a space like this one, if you record me, you could potentially get away with it. But if I say private space and you record me, you are violating the law because I have some reasonable expectation of privacy in what I call a private space. You are not invited. You are not entitled to record me.
The following is a recording of Molufika's space, which was clearly labeled private space, nothing to see here. Enjoy.
I don't know why anybody wants to talk black, frankly speaking, because
You would be surprised how many people in that
black people
generation want to
sound
talk
very
black.
dumb when they talk. I don't know why anybody wants
But
to talk.
how is it dumb? Because
What
you gotta
have
understand,
you
like,
heard?
would
Have you
you
heard those
consider?
niggas that say, "No, I'm saying"?
But at the same time, black English or Black American English is also broken English.
Some of the worst people I've met in America are black Americans. White people can be very nice, actually. It's like South Africa. The safest places to live in South Africa are normally around white people. Unfortunately, black people sometimes will bring each other down, that we don't even like each other, and that is just unfortunate. Look at spaces on Twitter. I hang out with white people. I've not had problems with white people, but I have problems with black people every other day. Sometimes it's because, oh, they think, you know, I am defending white people. Some of them have a problem with the fact that I went to school, you know. I also don't understand why people can't just be nice, just be kind to people. Kindness will take you a long fucking way, right? If I wanted to go back to the ways of me doing violence on spaces, my spaces will rack in 800 sometimes in some cases if I do proper violence. Because part of the reason why there were months when I would trend in on top of the president of South Africa. In South Africa, I would trend for days above Jacob Zuma. Is that crazy? It was because of violence.
So
Imagine.
you're renowned in South Africa.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Violence.
Yes. No doubt about it. I would trend
Yeah.
for a long period of time above the president of the Republic of South Africa because of violence. Some people would love that. I don't like it. One, I don't like it because I don't like the attention it brings. I also don't like to be known for bad things.
What do you mean trend? I mean, to be able to trend on Twitter, for a
Where,
country
yeah,
means you're renowned.
yeah, it's like becoming one of the top topics on Twitter. You know, things that like people are talking about and searching for on Twitter. You become number one.
No, I get the trending part, but I mean, does it therein lies how you're renowned to the people? Like, are you
Yeah,
famous there?
I wouldn't say I'm famous in South Africa, but I'm not unknown. You know, there's a good reason that if I do stupid things in South African spaces, numbers go up. If I go into a space and I do dumb
Yeah,
shit for a good 20, 15 minutes, numbers can shoot from 25 people to 150 people very easily. And if I push it up a notch, easily 200, 300. And
yeah.
if I work at it, I can sustain, because of nonsense, sustain 200, 150 people in a space. And these are not things, there's a good reason. Sometimes they send people on stage to trigger me for that reason, because they
So what
want
are
me to.
mundane topics or simply just violence of any kind?
Violence, mundane topics when I'm doing sensible things. So you're talking about, if I'm doing mundane topics, I certainly I can have situations where normally if it's just a good topic, I can improve numbers by maybe 50%. For just
I'm known for. I'm no. I'm known for Actually, am I actually known for violence? I'm only known
May I
for
know you for your
violence.
teeth, Nyamboke?
That's what I'm saying.
You don't remember when your countrymen were posting your boobs and betting, you were competing with some bitch um, about who's got the best
Was
teeth.
I really competing, or did Manwezi take my
That
video
was
and?
about 3 years
No, not
ago. You don't
Manwezi.
remember? 3 years
It was
ago, they
another
posted you.
Kenyan nigga, not Manwezi. It was another Kenyan nigga who was literally going on my Instagram and
I
taking my
know who did
video.
that. It was members of the Big Boss Chaos. I remember that
But
vividly.
that's why I just don't understand, bro. Like they were literally like jacking off to my pictures too, like selling my pictures for $10 on PayPal. Like what?
Yeah. And funny thing about it is that was how you were introduced to me. And that's how I
That's the
got to know you.
that be making me mad because I be pulling wisdom on these spaces, bro. Like what?
And people don't remember the wisdoms, they remember the boobs though. You can't compete with a better product. It's like the way America is being beaten by the Chinese. The Chinese at the moment are making better cars for a cheaper price, right? So they'll make a car that is cheaper than something like an Escalade, that is cheaper than an Escalade, that drives exactly or better than an Escalade. And people can't ignore that. America is beginning to impose tariffs on Chinese cars coming into America because China now is producing more cars than Japan. That's how crazy it is. And so the point I'm making
Which
is,
Chinese cars are those?
oh, I've forgotten the name, but there are several of them. I've never driven one, but there
Is
are several.
Toyota a Japanese car?
It is Japanese, yes. It
What
is
Chinese
Japanese.
cars are there then?
Oh, a lot actually, a lot, and some of them
Like
are like
like